Imagine waking up tomorrow with a superpower that sounds like a dream come true, but might actually be your worst nightmare. You can suddenly read minds, but there is a catch. You can only hear the thoughts of people who are the opposite gender from you. At first, this seems like the ultimate cheat code for dating, relationships, and understanding the mysterious other half of humanity. But before you get too excited, let us think about what would actually happen if this power became real. Spoiler alert, it would probably ruin your life in ways you have not even considered yet. Let us start with the obvious perk. If you are a straight person trying to navigate the dating world, this would be like having X-ray vision for romantic intentions. No more wondering if your crush likes you back, or if that text message was flirty or just friendly. You would know instantly whether someone finds you attractive, whether they are genuinely interested, or whether they are just being polite because they feel awkward. First dates would become hilariously one-sided because you would hear every single anxious thought running through their head, from "do I have something stuck in my teeth" to "should I have ordered something cheaper." You could theoretically become the world's greatest romantic partner because you would always know exactly what your significant other wants, needs, or is upset about, even when they say, "I'm fine." Sounds perfect, right? Wrong. Here is where the science and psychology come in to crush your fantasy. But if you could actually read minds, you would be bombarded with unfiltered, raw thoughts that people never intended to share. Neuroscientist Rebecca Sachs from MIT has shown that our brains have dedicated regions, like the temporoparietal junction, that help us infer what others might be thinking, but these inferences are deliberately Evolution gave us this vagueness for a reason. Knowing every single thought would overload your cognitive processing and destroy the social contracts that make relationships possible. You would hear not just the sweet thoughts, but also the intrusive, fleeting, irrational ones that everyone has, but never acts on. Now, let us talk about the gender-specific nightmare you have unleashed. If you are a man reading women's minds, prepare to discover that women are not the mysterious, emotionally complex enigmas you thought they were. They are just people with the same chaotic mix of profound insights and ridiculous nonsense that bounces around everyone's skull. You would hear their grocery lists, their random song lyrics, their worry about whether they remembered to turn off the stove, and yes, their completely honest assessments of you that would shatter your ego into a million pieces. Research from psychologist Cordelia Fine shows that the supposed cognitive differences between male and female brains are vastly overstated, meaning you would not gain some magical key to understanding women. You would just gain access to a constant stream of unedited human consciousness that includes thoughts like, "Why is he chewing so loud? And I wonder if I could train my cat to use the toilet." If you are a woman reading men's minds, congratulations! You have just confirmed every suspicion you ever had and discovered 1,000 new reasons to be disappointed. You would learn that men think about deeply emotional and vulnerable things far more often than they admit, but you would also wade through an endless swamp of sports statistics, video game strategies, and repetitive sexual thoughts that intrusive cognition research suggests are completely normal, but still annoying to witness in real time. Studies on gender and communication by Deborah Tannen revealed that men and women often have different conversational goals, but you would discover that internally, men are just as confused, insecure, and overthinking as everyone else. You would hear their fears about being inadequate, their worries about money and status, and their genuine affection for you, mixed with thoughts about whether they could eat that leftover pizza from 3 days ago. The pedestal would crumble fast. The real tragedy of this power is that it would destroy the fundamental aspect of human connection, which is the choice to be vulnerable. Philosopher Simone de Beauvoir argued that authentic relationships require mutual recognition and the freedom to reveal ourselves on our own terms. But with mind reading, there is no privacy, no mystery, and no trust, because trust requires the possibility of betrayal. You would know every lie, every polite deception, every kind exaggeration, and every moment when someone smiled at you while thinking something cruel. Psychologically, This would likely lead to a condition similar to hypervigilance seen in anxiety disorders, where your brain is constantly scanning for threats and never able to relax. Relationships with the opposite gender would become transactional and paranoid because you would always be waiting for the next terrible thought to pop into their head. Ironically, by gaining the ability to read minds, you would lose the ability to truly connect with half of humanity, and you would spend the rest of your life lonely, exhausted, and wishing you could just go back to the beautiful uncertainty of not knowing what anyone is really thinking.